last week, Brian, we saw the debut of TNA Impact on AMC. Man, just great show from the start to the end for me. Anyways, what did you think about it?
Um, I'm very mixed here. I'm almost willing to pass it off to Jimmy first. Um, and I'll do that. I'll do that. Just because I want to break mine down in stages because I thought there was some hitting, I thought
Mhm.
there was some missing, and I thought that anyway, I'll let you go first, Jimmy. I want to pass it.
Let me clear my throat here first. Okay. For all those people out there who said it was not good or horrible or whatever they were saying online, you guys are going to say that anyway.
Hmm.
Bottom line. Honest opinion, and I have to be honest because, even Daniel's here, so I'm going to be honest with him. I thought it was okay. It just, for me, being a debut episode on their new network, I was underwhelmed. I'm sorry. I was expecting more. I thought from a from an in-ring wrestling standpoint, the matches were fine. There weren't enough of them. I think some of the talking segments, some of the in-ring segments that weren't wrestling related went on a little bit too long. I get it. I understand that they were trying to introduce themselves to a new audience and new viewers, and they were trying to. But again, they focused more on that and kind of lost a little bit of what TNA is, because TNA, everybody talks about being the alternative. You don't want them to be like exactly like WWE, but you also don't want them to be like AEW. What TNA has been really good at is taking the best of both worlds and implementing them into a different kind of presentation from everybody else.
Mhm.
And I think they got away from that on their debut episode. I understand why, because of the introduction aspect of it, trying to, but little production things that they need to iron out and stuff like that. But again, for a debut episode, for me, I was expecting more. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Very fair. So, in kind of an order here, watching the show, they opened the show, and I was just excited as everyone in the building. The camera shots and angles were amazing. The place looked phenomenal. And guess what else was phenomenal? Right after that, we see AJ. Oh, first of all, the video package was awesome too. Uh, well done. I mean, just amazing. AJ comes out, the crowd goes hot, and I like the way that they went away from AJ to that video package. Then they came back with the Hardys. All that was great. I was like, here we fucking go. After that, I'm being honest. Womp, 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 womp. Okay. Um, there were so many things that confused me with production, which I was shocked at. Um, because I've worked there with those people that are there, unless they've gotten some new people, and I'm sure they have, and that's here or there. These stars that people want to put on their TV shows is to me, I don't know who they are anyway. I never will. That doesn't matter to me that they don't, or I don't. Maybe other people do. But to shoot them with empty seats behind them is what drove me crazy. And I'm like, why are they shooting this like this? Um, it really just took away of the big feel that they gave me from the start of that show. It really,
Mm-hmm.
really did. And this is no knock. It's just the way I saw it and made me feel. The segment with the elegance and all that, that was absolutely miserable. To me, it was. Then they picked back up, as you said, Jimmy. The matches were great. I loved it. I don't think there was enough of them, and I think they wasted too much time on silly segments in the ring. Especially the elegant one is the one that stands out to me big time. It was just it just felt the word would be for me. It felt cheap. It felt less than. It didn't feel big. It just felt more indie to me, if that makes sense. And this is not normally like TNA, but I will say I have to give them a pass or a mulligan per se, or I don't know. I don't know. I pass. I give them a hall pass. And the reason why I do that is because I know that there were some of these issues. I know they had some talent that wasn't there that was supposed to be there. So that completely destroyed what they had probably focused already on and was planning on doing for that day. But that to me is the the one thing I give the pass for is because I understand that it's hard to write quickly in a day when you find out people aren't coming and you're writing with them in it. So I get that too. But I do want to say that doesn't change the production part though. That doesn't change that. And I don't understand why you had your talent in the crowd. Like Eric Young was by steps to go up to a seat. Like for what? I don't understand that either. Um, just little things like that. But they did a good job of shooting the matches and things like that. And then you got into where like they would just it seemed like as the show went on, they kind of got a little like don't care. And then you would see empty seats. And it was like, why you haven't done this all night? And now all of a sudden this is so to me, it was just confusion with production. I thought that could have been a lot better. But overall, I'm actually like you, Jimmy. I was very underwhelmed for the opening night on AMC. I really thought the way it started was phenomenal. And I was just like, and I hate using that word. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. I just thought it was going to be that way the entire night or close to. And then it just kind of digressed the whole way. Main event did change everything for me because it was awesome. So I felt like if I had to rate it, it was a good show. It was a good show. It just wasn't a over the top debut on AMC for me that I thought that they could deliver. Now I think this week is going to be better. I do. And I can't wait for this week. I'm just as excited this week because of what happened last week. Makes me even want to see what they do to transition from what happened last week, which I don't know if they feel like they did anything wrong or anything was not as good as they wanted. I know I'm long winded, but I can't help it. But it was just it was okay and good. It was nothing that over the top. And I can understand how Jimmy. I get what you're saying. They are going to complain anyway, but fuck, let's give them a reason not to, and they didn't. That's the thing. But that's just my opinion.
I'll just say this. The show itself, the night, the crowd was hot the entire time. So the crowd in the arena enjoyed themselves. They had a great time. They were hot the entire time. Um, the staff and talent were through the roof and excited as well and ready to pressure was on. We were ready to bust our ass and do our thing, and I believe we did. Um, it was like an introduction of things. It was, there was a lot of hiccups. I'm sure that creative had to do whatever, all the different things that were like out there about visas and whatever else. Bottom line is we did our thing. We did our thing again 2 days later for Genesis. And right now, as we sit, as where I'm sitting in Albuquerque and we have live shows and a live show on Thursday and a tape shows on Friday, we're going to do our thing again. And we're knocking down that door. We're coming. So that's all I'm going to say. We're coming. And everybody's going to look back and going, you know, oh, maybe it wasn't as bad as everyone says. I mean, it wasn't bad, guys. But maybe, maybe it just needed some more. We just needed some more time, and that's all we need. I mean, if I remember correctly, the debut Raw episode on Netflix got a lot of bad reviews too as well.
Mhm.
It's all about you know, it's all about new audiences, introductions, and things like that. There's a difference between an introduction show and a wrestling show. You had an introduction show on Thursday. You had a wrestling show on Saturday. And
Which was a hell of a show.
now
That
the
was
introduction's
good.
over.
That was really like.
Now the introduction's over, and let's go.
See,
And
but a lot
Daniel,
of
I hope
fans,
that.
sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, but here's the thing: a lot of fans, they keep forgetting it's not about what you did; it's about what
hmm
you do next.
Yes.
hmm
That's the thing. And they keep focusing on what happened. They say when you keep focusing on the past, you can't move forward. That's the problem with a lot of people right now. They see what happened. A lot of people felt underwhelmed by the debut episode. And if you felt that way, that's fine. That's your opinion. You're
And we
entitled
were
to it.
trending number one in sports
Yes.
worldwide. Like we were trending #1 that night, a whole night. So
Right. So if you felt that way and you felt like you were wanted better, don't just give up. Try it again.
mhm.
I mean, I try every Wednesday,
Right.
you know.
Well, and here's what I mean, though, Daniel. And I'm just giving you my true thought. That's it.
Yeah,
I,
no,
and
100% like it.
and here's what I believe, though. I believe you're 100% right. I think that you're going to have all hands on deck tomorrow. That would be right. That would be right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. And I think that it's going to be a totally different feel and a totally different show. And I feel like what people didn't see, what they thought they're going to see, are going to see moving forward. And also, another thing that I thought hindered the show, because you can't help it, y'all had a pay-per-view on
Mhm.
Saturday, right? So
Right.
that was heavily pushed, which took away from the actual show itself, the debut, which you got to do what you got to do. You got to sell tickets and you got to sell pay-per-views. So I get that too. So what I'm saying is there was a lot of things that did take place that kind of hindered things. But I think, just like I said, I give a pass. I think that the debut is actually this week. This is what people are going to want to see at TNA when they tune in. I think this is the week to tune in. That's what I think.
Well, we should definitely see, guys. This Thursday, you said you're in Albuquerque this week, right, Daniel?
Correct.
Okay. So tune in
Albuquerque.
9 o'clock Eastern on AMC as well. Jimmy, now where did you see it? Was it on Sportsnet 360?
Yes, Sportsnet 360 up here in Canada. We do have AMC up here, but it's not the same feed. So it will air exclusively up here on Sportsnet 360. You can watch it actually on the Sportsnet Plus app as well up here
Mm-hmm.
in Canada. So, there's lots of ways to watch it. So I encourage you to go give it a shot this week because I have a feeling, guess what? Everybody's going to have a chip on their shoulder and they're going
And
to
they
show you
should,
guys.
dude. And they should. And
Of
you know what?
course.
I think
course.
that's the way it goes, man. It's just like, my boy used to play baseball, right?
Right.
We'd have that Saturday, the Saturday games, 2 games, qualified for Sunday. They'd shit the bed on the first game. And they knew it was horrible. You know what I mean? Like, not
Mhm.
horrible, but they knew they should have won the game. They did too many things. They made too many errors to where they just knew they should have beat that team. The next day, they turn around. I mean, not the next day, the next hour or so later at the between games, they bust their freaking ass and beat the shit out of somebody. Come back on Sunday and face that same team that they lost to the first day and beat the living shit out of them. This is what I think is what TNA's doing right now. That's what I think it is. And I will say this, please, Daniel, tell your higher ups on a debut show, don't ever have Dixie on it because it makes everybody reminded of the bad times. Because I got freaking goosebumps.
I didn't mind that. I popped when Dixie came out.
Oh, I popped, but
said,
not in a good way. I love her to death, but my God, just Dixie reminds me of the times when they weren't so good. But anyway,
It gave us that moment with her and Bubba. I mean,
and that's what it was about. That's what it was about, and that's cool. I get that. I understand that. But for somebody like me, it was like, oh my God, why? But anyway, watch Daniel say, well, she's going to be an on-air character. I ain't watching, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No, she's the queen, man. So I was happy.
She is.
I was happy to take a picture with her, and she was sweet as all get out. And
she is sweet. No one said that.
We talked for about 15 minutes backstage, and she's just whatever.
I hear you. Just when you're not getting your paychecks on time, it makes you not so sweet. But anyway, too sweet.